Hello and welcome, you guys. We're getting started in just a second. This is our Own Your Worth Wednesdays. I'm Terri-Britt. If you're new with us, we are so glad you're here. Just getting set up on Facebook and on Zoom. So let me get back here and let some people in that are trying to get into the Zoom portion of the call. So I'm so glad you guys here. Thank you for being patient and coming back. I took a week off last week and went into Hilton Head with my hubby and some friends to get away and have a good time. So now we're back and it's gloomy outside, but that's okay. So let me get the recording going and then we will get started. So I want to welcome all of you back. I'm Terri-Britt. If you're new with us, this is our Women Leaders of Love Own Your Worth Wednesdays. And wow, what a sad last 24 hours after the heinous crime of that kid who went into the elementary school. And I want to talk about that for a moment because this morning I sat in meditation just going, why? Why is all this happening? There's just so much darkness. And of course, we know as spiritual beings that we're in an awakening, right? That the whole mass consciousness is in an awakening. And so this darkness is going to be heightened. It's the darkness before the dawn, right? And what I was reminded of, and I thought, well, I'm going to share this with you guys because y'all are so wonderful about showing up regularly and your commitment to healing, is that the only way that we truly heal what's going on the planet is if each of us makes a commitment to healing. And when we talk about own your worth, what we're doing is we're healing, right? We're healing those programs in our subconscious mind that have kept us out of alignment with God. And the one thing that really came through today, and again, this was a reminder because I've known this, but I think I kind of lost sight of that, was that every time as women leaders of love, we choose to heal anything that is inside of us that is not loving, that is not kind, that is not forgiving. Every time we choose to heal something like that, we are moving into alignment with God, right? We're putting God first. And actually what we're doing is we're moving into unity consciousness. Some people would call that Christ consciousness. Some people would call it God consciousness. But let's, for this sake right now, use it as unity consciousness because we're unifying with our truth of being a part of this beautiful body of God, right? I mean, if you're a Bible person, it says we make up the body of Christ. And I don't know what all the other religions say because I haven't studied it, but we do make up the body of God. And so as we move into alignment, as we own our worth, as we love ourselves, we are not only moving into that unity consciousness within ourselves, but we are raising the vibration of the planet. Now, more than ever, we are being called to be consistent with this, to keep raising the vibration. This is the only way we really truly shift the planet. This is, if it's like a tipping point, that if enough of us are doing it, then it can really make a change for the planet. The planet is craving this right now. When we see mass shootings, you have to wonder, what's going on with the pain in that person? Are they just totally crazy? Was there so much trauma in their life that now they're taking their pain out on the people and these innocent children? We don't know that, right? And we may never know. But what I do really, truly believe is that we are all being asked to step up and lead with love. Every one of us, to do the healing work, to choose unconditional love for ourselves. So we move into that vibration of unity consciousness. So I just want to say thank you to all of you who show up here on these weekly Own Your Worth Wednesdays, because every time you do the healing work and you're owning your worth, you are moving into alignment with God. You're putting God first. You're moving into unity consciousness, and you are making a difference by doing so. If you question what your purpose is, if you question as to what am I really doing, just that just loving yourself and showing up here weekly and doing that inner work, you are making a difference on the planet. Now, if we could just get more people, right? If we could just get more women to come into this group, I want to invite you to invite your friends into this community so that we can take a stand. I mean, I feel so, I don't know, just more than ever, I believe right now that we are being called, ladies. We're being called, and it is huge. We are needed so much right now to shift our vibrations, and you guys are doing it, which is so amazing. But we need to invite other women to do this. You know, the Dalai Lama said the Western woman would create change. What is it that he said? I can't remember the exact, but she would be the leader, right, of the world to make change. And I truly believe that this is why we're here, and this is why we're doing this, so that we can make that change. We can hold the vibration of healing and bringing a unity into our lives and into our communities, into our families, and into the world, so that those who are suffering so badly that they want to go out and kill innocent children, that they too might heal, right? They too might heal. So anyway, I'm just get off my soapbox now, but I just feel so strongly about this. And I just wanted to give thanks to all of you for showing up regularly and doing this. And just to bring that into your awareness, if you aren't already thinking it, that every time you show up here, you're moving into unity consciousness, God consciousness, Christ consciousness, whatever you want to do. And you are raising the vibration of the planet so that this planet can heal. And it's now needed more than ever. So with that said, let's just jump into a little grounding meditation, and then we'll open up for questions, right? We'll open up and allow some healing to happen today. So I want to invite you right now to close your eyes, take a deep breath through your nose, hold it, and release through your mouth. Breathing in again, hold it, and release very slowly through your mouth. Allowing all the stress, all the tension to continue to just drop from your body as you breathe in, hold it, and slowly release. And let's take a moment right now to get grounded, opening up the crowns of our heads, visualizing that we're opening up to our higher consciousness, our higher selves, and really creating a connection right now to this beautiful ball of light that's a couple of feet above your head, and allowing that higher consciousness to move all the way down and connect in, down at your belly, like below your belly button. Let that energy just come in and connect. Breathing in, continuing to release slowly. And now imagine that every cell of your body is opening up. Imagine every little pore in your skin opening up, and all the darkness, all the stuff that we've been holding on to, all the news, all the crap, all the energy of the people around you that feel negative and lower level energies. Let's imagine draining that off. Breathing in. And as you allow it to drain, I want you to imagine that the light that came into you and settled into your belly is now expanding into every cell of your body, all the way down to your fingertips, your toes, allowing that light to move through the pores of your skin and shoot into your auric field, that energy around you. Breathing in, really going deeper into this. And now imagine that as you cleanse the inner parts of your aura, and then allowing the energy to even flood into the outer edges, to then dump it to the bottom of your aura, and then open up your aura on the bottom like a camera lens, and let everything flood down to the center of the earth. And I want you to imagine that energy that's been coming through from your higher self is now coming out your hands, and your hands are turning into hands of light. And your feet are opening up, and imagine almost like a tree root is going deeper. Your grounding is going deeper. So I want you to imagine that the light's coming out of your feet and it's webbing down all the way to the center of the earth. So you are fully in your body right now. Breathing into this. Feeling your body relax a little bit more. And then let's call in our guides, whoever it is for you. For me, it's Christ and Mother Mary and Michael and Raphael and all the archangels, calling them in. We're going to call them in and ask them to surround us. And then we're going to call in our inner child. So I want to invite you to just imagine that little kid, about 5 years old, coming up to you. Say hello to her. Give her a hug. And then pull her up on your lap and tell her you love her and that you're so glad she's here. So now that we're fully connected to ourselves, to the light of who we are, our higher selves, to our inner child, and to our guides, you can say hello to them as well if you didn't say hello already. And I invite you now to just sit back, relax, and give yourself permission to receive the healing that is about to happen today in this group. Give yourself permission to ask the questions if you want to ask questions. Those of you on Zoom can ask questions by raising your hand. There's a little symbol at the bottom that says reactions, or at least it's on the bottom of my computer, and you can click it and it says raise your hand. You can do that to ask your questions. Those of you on Facebook in our private Women Leaders of Love community, if you want to ask a question, I will go back and answer those at the end of the call. If you want to be a part of this Zoom portion and you're not part of my mailing community, you can just go either get my Women Leaders of Love, Own Your Worth, or Your Worthiness Quotient Breakthrough Bundle, which is terribritt.com/leaders. And that will get you into our mailing list to send you the link next week for this Zoom portion. Or you can take the Worthiness Quotient quiz to see if you've owned your worth. And that's just terribritt.com/quiz. Either way, that will get you into the mailing list, and you will get an email either next Tuesday or both Tuesday and Wednesday, to be invited to these Zoom calls. So Renee has raised her hand. So Renee, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Okay.
Where are you? Oh, there you are. Hello.
I am. I'm back.
Well, I'm glad you're back.
I hate to keep bringing this to the group, but I keep having the same issue again. We had a family gathering this last weekend, and when I got to my sister's house, I went in ahead of Scott, and my niece and her husband were happy to see me, gave me hugs. And then when Scott came in the room, they got up and left. And they left for the day. They didn't say goodbye to anybody. They just got up and left. And I asked my brother-in-law, I'm like, what is this about? And he's like, oh, it's all over. I guess they just don't like his politics. And I'm like, for real? Like, really? This is what people are going to do?
So does he bring up the politics while he's with everybody?
No, I told him, no political conversations, no nothing, no shirts with any words on them, no, I mean, so they're not even giving the man a chance. And oh gosh darn it. So I'm not even sure what to do.
What does your gut tell you to do, Renee? You're a pretty wise and touched cookie. So
it tells me to tell everybody to bugger off.
So you know what? Then maybe that's what you need to do. Maybe you need to create a boundary. Say, listen, he knows that we're not bringing politics into the family conversation, because it is really hard when, it's okay to create boundaries, because and that needs to be the conversation, because when you have families who are very divided and there's different politics, it can make it really, really tough. I've had to do that with my mother. Okay. And her boyfriend. I'm not going to talk politics because I just don't agree with them.
Right.
So, I just don't have that conversation, right? It's like, why go there? Because everybody chooses their politics out of their own survival. And that's all it is. It's out of their own survival and what makes them feel safe, and what their convictions are. And everybody's going to be different. So we have to accept that, right? Did you spill something?
I did.
You okay? Do you want to come back after a minute? You need to get it.
No, I'm listening. I'm just trying to clean up my floor while I'm listening.
So there's nothing wrong with creating a boundary, and you've already shared it with him. Did you share it with your family that you've had the conversation with him?
No, because they're not even courteous enough to tell me what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, then you're going to have to make a decision. Are you willing to put up with that slap in the face and be a part of it? Or are you, or do you want to sit them down and have a conversation?
Well, I've already invited my one sister to have a conversation. Now I'm thinking I'm going to invite Danielle won't have a conversation further. She's just flat out, I won't be around him.
Okay.
And I guess I'm going to have to ask my niece, what is going on? Why did you leave so abruptly? And, would you be willing to share with me what's going on?
That sounds like the healthy, emotionally mature thing to do, Renee, because this is family you care about. If you didn't care about them, then it would be easy to go, well, we're not going to see them anymore. But this is your family, and you are a very family-oriented person. And so for me, what I would do is I would sit her down and say, I really want to understand what's going on, because I love you. And it killed me to see you leave because of someone else I care about and love. And so I'd really like to have an understanding. And I'm going to ask you to do me the service of telling me what it is that would cause you to get up and leave. Okay. And have that conversation. I mean, there's nothing wrong. If anything, you can you can see all of this as a gift to create a healthier dynamic in your family. Because it sounds like right now people don't feel like they have a right to really say what they feel. And so instead they get up and they leave, right? So if someone is feeling like, well, I can't say what I feel, and if he brings up something that I disagree with, it's going to really agitate me, so I'm going to get up and leave. So they don't have permission inside of themselves to say what they feel. And they don't have permission, and they're getting triggered. So it's a great opportunity for healing. Okay. It is a wonderful opportunity for healing, and you can be that leader for your family. So you just, have those conversations.
Okay.
You can do it.
Well, there's no other option, because this is just crazy.
It is.
I just don't understand.
Yeah. Well, this is what I know, is when people have difference of opinions about politics. This is why they used to say, don't talk about politics, right? Because it is so triggering for people. And right now, because we are in such a survival mindset, that when you start talking about someone's survival and how they feel, and they feel threatened, they're going to get they're going to get on their haunches, and they're going to get like this, right? So we're seeing that more and more and more and more. And what it tells me, and I hope you can just see it from this perspective, is that those people are in lack. If we all trusted that and applied what we work in here, like if we all trusted that I am protected by the universe, no matter what happens, I am choosing love, and I'm choosing to be in alignment with God. So what's happening in your family is a microcosm of the macrocosm, okay? The division. because people are in survival. So you just have to recognize it. If you can see the people that are getting up and leaving and look at the child inside of them and say, what's scaring you so badly? What is hurting you? And even if Scott is really verbal about stuff, he's also afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you might have a conversation with him as well and say, how are you feeling about this? What's going on? I mean, what's got you triggered? Okay. So there's an opportunity here to bring consciousness to the people that are in this situation, that they are afraid and that they don't have to see the other person as a threat, but instead as an opportunity to learn and see what that person is going through. Right? Help bring them into higher consciousness.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I don't know that anything makes sense, but I keep trying. I'm just, what it does for me is, it causes me to have self-doubt, because then I'm like, does everybody in the world see something different than I see?
Well, if it's politics, maybe, because you're looking past the politics, right? And because it's just a fear. So you're beyond that, because you see the soul of this man that you're with and you love him, and they haven't had that opportunity because they immediately go, oh, he believes this and we believe this, and there's no connecting. And I don't know if in the past when they've been around him, was he really verbal about politics and, bad mouthing somebody or something? And, because you might want to, if he has been, you might want to tell him that's not cool. Okay. Because it's not cool. I've got people coming to visit me soon, and their politics is different than mine. And, I'm already clear that if they go to that conversation, I'll listen, because I'm really good about listening now, because I do recognize they're all in survival. But if there's bad mouthing and negativity, I don't want that in my house.
Right.
Okay. So I will create a boundary and say, we're not going to have this conversation in my home. And if they get up and leave, they get up and leave.
Right.
Right. Because I don't want it in my home. I don't watch 24/7 news of any kind. I don't want that in my house. I don't want any of it in my house. So, and my hubby feels the same way. Right. So tell him that he can have his views, but it doesn't have to be thrown at people. And then let them have have those conversations with them is what I would do. You have to figure out what's right for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can only conclude that's what they're getting up and leaving over, but I don't know, because they're not having that conversation with me. They're just getting up and leaving.
But look at the running theme here, Renee. They don't feel free to have a conversation, so they don't have permission to speak their truth. So not only are they doing it with you, with someone they love and care about, but then here's a guy they feel threatened by because of his politics. So they're running like emotionally immature people do, that say, I can't deal with this. Okay. That's their dysfunction. So you have a wonderful opportunity right now to bring them into a conversation of, I want to hear what you're feeling, not what you think. I want to hear what you're feeling. Tell me I feel, and share with me what you feel about this situation, because I love you and I don't want you to just get up and leave.
Right.
Okay. So it's a running theme for them. If they don't talk to you about their feelings, and they run from it, they just don't have permission to speak in their minds.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So give them that space.
All right.
All righty. That's a great question. And I know you're not the only one who deals with it. Oh my goodness. Woo. This is so prevalent right now. And now we've got political, yesterday we had a big election here. There was elections all over the country. And I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, it gets all heightened again, right? So I get it. I truly get it. All right. Well, thank you. I'm going to ask you to mute yourself and lower the hand. You're welcome. Let me see. I'll lower the hand. Anybody else who wants to step up and ask a question, raise your hand. If you are trying to raise your hand and you can't seem to do it, then I want to invite you to just open up your mic. It's the little mic on the bottom of the screen where the little swipe, or what am I, strike us through it. You click on that and it'll take the strike off. Anybody else? We have lots of people on here today and nobody's asking questions other than Renee. Anybody want to jump in? Eileen, I see you're on. Finally, can you hear me? Because I'm going to check your mic. So I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself because I know in the past you've had a really hard time trying to ask questions. Can you do it?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay.
That's amazing because I saw you trying to get in and out all day today. So how are you doing? Did you want to ask anything? Because I know you've tried to.
I don't want to talk today because I'm in a community room and I don't want to have the conversation.
It's working. It's working though. That's awesome. Yay. I'm so excited for you that it's finally working. That's good. Okay, then we will mute you and I'm glad you're here. Okay, I just want to send you big hugs. Sally, I see you've unmuted yourself. You want to jump in here?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, the little hand with to raise my hand went away and I couldn't find it again.
Oh, I know. It's kind of weird, isn't it? So that's why I always say just unmute yourself and I can see where you've unmuted. So how are you?
I'm doing good. I really enjoyed your talk that you did on with, I think her name was Amy, the morning show thing.
Oh, the daily kickstart on Clubhouse?
Yes.
Yeah, that one yesterday that I did.
Yes, I didn't make it there, but I listened to the replay and it brought something up and I was working on it, but I'm not sure I got it all cleared. So I was wondering if maybe you could take a look at that. And what it brought up was when I looked at things, I realized that talking about being a leader of love, there was a fear there of being a leader, because if I was the leader, people would be looking at my example, they would be listening to what I'm saying, and if they followed what I was saying and they, or not if the, I mean, I know it was on them, but what it was is that if somebody got hurt or if something happened or if they hurt somebody else because of something they learned from me, I felt responsible. That was a belief that I came up with.
Well, how cool is that you came into that awareness? Now, let me ask you something. When you think of being a leader of love, what does that mean to you?
Just that you're coming from your heart, you're helping everybody find their truth, helping them grow.
Right. And it may not necessarily be that you're coaching them or whatever, but it may just be that you're living your life, right? So this is the way I look at it, because I understand where you're coming from, right? I used to have I can remember when you just said this, it was like, oh, I remember feeling that way one time. When you are coming from a space of I'm choosing love, I'm choosing self-forgiveness, I'm choosing to listen to my guidance, which is always love, right? If it's real true guidance, it's always love. I'm choosing to have compassion for myself and for my fellow human being. And you're being that example. If somebody makes a choice that hurts them, it's not because they watched you and all these things that you're doing. It's because they chose something that maybe they need to have that experience. It's a spiritual contract and they need to have that experience to grow and evolve, right? I mean, think about all the people who've had horrible car accidents and then come out of it and say, wow, now I'm so glad that happened because now look where I am. I found a peace. So you can't be responsible for everyone else's stuff. That's the belief you're holding on to, is I am responsible. And all you can do is be responsible for yourself, which is what you're doing when you do your healing work, right? When you're loving yourself, you're being responsible for yourself. So I think as women leaders of love, our job is not to heal others. Our job is to heal ourselves, take responsibility, be that example of living joyfully, of passionately, of having more balance, of having peace, right? And then if people ask us about what are you doing, or if they come to us for coaching or something like that, you encourage them to do the same thing. What does your heart say? What are the beliefs you're holding on to that tell you you're not enough, that you're not lovable, that you're not worthy, right? None of that is going to harm someone. You're taking them to love. So what I'm seeing on you right now, Sally, is there is a plug in the back of your heart chakra, and it is about being responsible. So this is what we do, especially when we come in as healers, and you're a healer, right? Is the healer thinks, oh, it's my job to heal everybody. No, it's your job to heal yourself and to hold the vibration so you become a piece of the puzzle that helps raise the vibration of the planet, that helps the planet to evolve. We can't do it for everyone else. I mean, you have kids. You know that, right? I mean, how many times have you said something to a child and they just ignore you? Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I get this, I mean, I do. I fully understand what
Right.
you've just explained. I know the only person I'm really responsible for is myself and my actions and stuff.
So let me ask you, can I coach you on something real fast? Because it's coming in
Yeah.
right now. So
Yes.
I want you to just take a moment, close your eyes, open up your crown. If anybody else is feeling this, you can do it as well. And I want you to imagine that little 5-year-old inside of you coming up to you and ask her, what is your fear that will happen if you are not being responsible for saving everyone else? What is your fear?
People will get hurt.
So is there a memory that you felt like somebody got hurt because of you?
I think possibly in a past life.
Okay. Okay. So let's do a regression. You want to do a regression?
Sure.
Okay. Anybody else? You can do this with us. So we're going to go back as far as we can to the place where you took on that belief that says people will get hurt if I don't save them, right? So we're going to imagine a staircase going down 10 steps, and you're standing at the top of the staircase. I want you to take a breath, open up your crown, really get settled in here, knowing that a healing is happening as we take these steps together. And so we're going to go down to step 9, 8, 7, 6. And as we come to step 5, I want you to just take a moment. And once again, we're setting the intention that we can release this belief that's got you stuck from being the leader of love you're being called to be. So we're going to go down from 5 to 4 to 3, 2, 1. And as you stand here, there's a door. Once again, we're going into with the intention that you're releasing this belief, whatever the exact belief is from a past life that is affecting you now from truly leading with love. So when you're ready, you can visualize opening up the door. And as you step through, you may see darkness or whatever, just continue to walk and let yourself come into whatever picture, whatever you're being called to see. Go into that picture. And then Sally, tell me what you're seeing.
It's not, I mean, it's like there's a lot of light, a lot of color, and seems like explosions and chaos.
Okay. So go a little bit further and see if you can get a more distinct picture.
The only thing I got, it was like I was playing with some energy balls or something. I'm not sure what they were.
Is that this lifetime or past life?
Past.
Okay. Are you a little girl or a little boy?
Girl.
And how old are you?
Tween, early teen.
Okay. So do you want to move forward by a little bit or backwards? What's your gut?
Probably backwards.
Okay. So get a little bit further back and tell me what's happening.
I think I was being told to, I don't know if it was by a parent or or a teacher or someone, to be careful with what I was doing.
Oh, okay. And did something happen in that lifetime that you felt like it was your fault, or was it just simply that it was, you know, told to you?
I think I was doing something and it, uh, with the energy or whatever it was, and it went wrong.
Okay.
But I think it coincided with something that wasn't me that went on at the same time. And so I took on that the whole thing was my fault, that
Okay.
I caused the whole disaster.
Okay. Because if you're working with loving energy, you're not going to cause a disaster. Okay. I don't believe you're going to cause a disaster. So it sounds like what you said is right, you know, that there was something that coincided. So let's take that lifetime and take it into the white light of God and ask that energy to be transmuted. And it's interesting because as that is leaving, I'm seeing all these shackles all over your body. It's like this netting that has definitely been in this lifetime holding you down from being that leader. It's like I don't want that responsibility. I don't want to carry that this guilt and shame energy. So what's happening right now is that energy is moving off of your body, and I'm even seeing in your grounding there is some energy. We're going to move that off, and then underneath that I see a box, and what I'm seeing is a box. It's almost like the little metal boxes that you put money in or something like that, you know, like a little metal safe, but little bitty, not little bitty, but it's not like a massive box. And then when I'm opening it, I'm seeing this light coming out, and the light coming out, can you visualize the light?
Yeah.
So what does the light say to you? What is it? This is a part of you that has been suppressed, that is ready to come forward. What is it? What is it that you see? There's no right or wrong answer.
Um, the only thing I'm getting is love and healing.
Okay, cool. So open up your crown. It just shut down. So allow that love and healing to come in, but it's even more so. It's that leadership energy is what it came into, and it's a really beautiful big light. So I want you to allow that leadership energy to come back into your being, coming into the crown, coming all the way down to your toes, your legs, your hips, your torso, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, spewing out of the top of your head and moving into your aura and your grounding. And what I want to encourage you right now is to look at the little girl inside of you and give her permission right now to be that leader, that woman leader of love.
Okay.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Yeah. It feels good. As
So one
it
other
feels,
thing.
it felt, the light was filling me up. Yes.
Okay, so one other thing I'm seeing is just a plug in your throat chakra to give yourself that voice. Anybody else who's feeling this, just give yourself permission to release any energy that's stuck in your throat about being that leader, about being that expression of love, being a messenger. Think of yourself as if I am a messenger of love, right? Doesn't mean that you're going and telling people what to do or how to do it unless they're asking. It is instead that you are being a messenger in how you live your life and the vibration you hold. You don't even have to have a conversation with someone, and you can walk by them as a messenger of love, and they will feel, without sometimes even knowing it, that the vibration has shifted. Most of the time they won't know it, that has, just by being in your presence. So, okay, Sally, so this is looking better now. Cool. Are you good with that?
I am. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And appreciate you for doing all this.
No, yeah, I'm glad I can. So good job, good work. I'm so glad you showed up for that call yesterday, because that girl had a past life regression too, and hers was about because it came up, right? It came up, and I wasn't even talking about being a leader of love so much. I just said, but we become women leaders of love, and she said she came up and she said she had a fear of doing it, and it went into a past life as well. Remember that? She saw herself in Egypt. It was really interesting, and she didn't want to separate from the people that she cared about. She didn't want to be different. And she saw it as, well, if I'm a leader, then I'm going to suffer because I'm going to be alone. But the reality of it is, it's just like, we're not alone here, right? We're all together. Is that the more of us who step up and become that higher consciousness, the more we invite people in, then we become the majority rather than the minority, right? And we celebrate
Exactly.
each other. Yeah. So that's why we want to invite people into this conversation. Thanks,
And
Sally. Go
what
ahead.
you were saying, what you just said is that we would become the majority. And that goes back to what you were saying when you first came on about shifting the vibration.
Yes. Because right now it's scary for so many of us, right? I mean, I've had a lot of fear. I'm pretty much over it now, but boy, it took me 20 years to get through the fear. It was a long time of being that leader and a voice of energy and spiritual consciousness and higher consciousness. It is scary, because when everyone else thinks you're woo woo or crazy, or just off your rocker or whatever, and then there's that judgment, it causes doubt. I mean, there's so much stuff there. So we have to get really grounded in, this is what is needed on the planet, and every one of us who are here and doing this work, and our friends that we invite into the conversation, we are here because we are needed at this time. And so we've got to take a stand in courage. We've got to take a stand, and that's what's needed on the planet. So thanks, Sally. I appreciate you so much. Okay, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to mute yourself. And then Jane, I see you are here. So you want to open up your mic?
Yes, hello.
Hello. I'm going to, hold on. Sally's not muted. Let me see if I can mute her. Sally, can you mute yourself? You're still open. There you go. Okay, Jane, how are you?
Yes, I am. It's okay. I wanted to thank Sally because I had the same question, like how to be this leader or leader of love.
Yeah. So did you get something from that conversation with her?
Yes, there is maybe a like something I'm not seeing, like, yeah, there's something in between.
Right. So so you're feeling like there's a blockage is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm seeing on you, Jane, it's a first chakra blockage, and the first chakra is safety.
Yeah.
It's about trust, but for you, it feels very much about safety.
Mm-hmm.
And can I just do a little bit of energy work on you for a second and see what comes up?
Yes.
Okay, so let's pull this out and see. So I am seeing a contract. So I see spiritual contracts, right? And I'm
Yes.
seeing a contract come out of your first chakra. And let me see what it says. So yours is, it says, I have to suppress myself to be loved, which is very much a consciousness that's in our planet, right? So it's a societal consciousness. I have to suppress myself to be loved. And you've been running this contract, but you've been in conflict with it because you very much are a leader, but there's a conflict there of I can't be, right? And
Yes.
so this creates a dissension for you. So let me ask why you have carried this contract in about I have to suppress myself to be loved. Let's see what this is about. So what I'm seeing on you, and we don't even have to do the regression because I'm seeing it. Okay.
Mhm.
This feels like a past life, a cultural thing, and it literally looks like a caning. Okay, like a cane that a man is beating this person, and it feels like a woman. And I'm asking, who are you, the man or the woman? You're the woman, and you're bent down, and you are getting literally a beating. Okay, and what it feels like, to me is in that life that that you tried to be more of a leader, right? You were kind of like a little bit of a rebel, and it did not go over well at all. And so the beating it feels like it was very harsh. It was very, very painful. Let me see I also see that you were ousted from the family.
What's that?
You were ousted. You were disowned by the family.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were beaten, but it's like you couldn't shut down completely, right? Because that was just part of your nature, is to just be more outspoken. And but it feels like you were ousted, you were disowned from the family. So you were alone.
Mm-hmm.
You were alone, and it feels like there was a lot of hardship as a result of that. So no wonder that would be hard to come into this lifetime, right? It would be hard to come in here and say, I know I'm a leader, but boy, there's this fear that if I am, I'm not going to be loved, because that's what happened in that past life.
Mm-hmm.
So you can recognize in this lifetime, every time that you're trying to be a leader, it's even like, you know, how you brought up before where you were trying to do some stuff at work and you were trying to be a voice and not feeling heard.
Yes.
Right? Remember? So this is how this plays in. When you have conflicting energies, like you're saying, I know I'm here to be a leader. But if you are a leader, there's a fear in your mindset from the past that says, if I am a leader, I'm no longer going to be loved. So we're trying to be heard, right? You're at work, you're trying to be heard, you're trying to say what you feel, and you're saying, I'm giving myself a voice. But if you have a belief that says, if I'm a leader and giving myself a voice, then I'm not going to be loved, and it goes against the grain, then people are going to mirror back to you that you can't be heard, when in reality, as you go deeper, it's that you don't have permission, or you've blocked yourself from being a leader. Is all this making sense to you?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So do you want to be done with this?
Yes.
You broke up. Do you want to be done?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
I am hearing you. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this contract and say, is she ready to be done? And I see a big stamp on this contract, the contract that says I have to suppress myself to be loved. If anybody else is recognizing this contract on yourself, what, you don't even have to know the past life, or if it's this lifetime or whatever. If you feel you have that contract, you can ask it to come out. You can sign your name on it. Imagine there's this big contract that says, I have to suppress myself to be loved. Visualize putting your name on it, today's date, or if you're listening to it as a recording, but today's date is May 25th. And then put a big red stamp on it that says done.
Oh,
Contract is done.
yes.
Okay. So now let's put this contract in a rose, big, beautiful rose. The head of the rose is like a vacuum cleaner. We're going to take that contract and put it in the rose. We're going to take all those pictures that I just saw of the caning, of being ousted from your family, disowned, of being alone and really struggling. There was a lot of struggle in that lifetime. So as a result of being thrown out of your family, I mean, like you were really, it felt like you were homeless. So very much a survival thing, which makes sense on the first chakra that it showed up, because that's our survival instincts. So, and staying safe. So we're going to put all of that in that rose. And we're going to ask any other energies to leave your being that have got you stuck. And what's interesting is as all this is moving out, lots of energy coming off of you right now. I don't know if you're feeling it at all, but there's tons of energy coming off of you. It's like there's shackles on your wrists, there's shackles on your ankles. It's been this self-inflicted tying down because you didn't want to go through what you went in that past life. And that was your contract in that lifetime, to have that experience. So, okay, so here, we're going to take that rose and blow it up like confetti out in the universe. And then let's call in your leadership. Let's call that in. Calling it into the crown of your head, allowing that energy to flood in. And what I'm seeing is coming in with this is confidence. There was a lot of self-doubt that would come in. There's a real intrinsic confidence that's coming into your being right now. So let that energy come all the way down to your toes and your fingertips, really filling yourself up. And you can even create a mantra. I am a confident woman leader of love. And feel that energy. I am confident. I am a woman leader of love. And whenever you find yourself, Jane, going back to that place of people don't hear me, or they're not, being in question of whether to be a leader or not, that you can recognize that there's that old stuff and just recognize, oh, that's my old story. That's not my story now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So how are you feeling?
I think there is something, like something changed.
So just be in awareness of it, okay? So recognize, I really want you, because this is the rewiring of the brain. So anytime we can create a mantra, it's not just the mantra though. It's like, oh, I'm abundant. That's just saying I'm abundant. I want you to really feel the energy and start saying this maybe daily in your meditation, or if you're at work and you're feeling a little bit doubt come in, you come back to that space of I am a confident woman leader of love. And I want you to feel it. Yes, 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 yes. I am in this lifetime to lead with love. I am confident. Okay. So I want you to rewire your brain through the messaging and through the feeling. Okay. So give yourself some time to really see the adjustment with this. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes, very much.
Okay, cool. So is that all good for you?
Mm-hmm. So I don't have to write down this contract. This is all done, right?
It's done.
Yeah.
It's done. And, you've been working on this. I mean, you've been coming in here in these sessions and, I'm sure you've done some past work, but you've really been working on being a leader at work, right? And saying what you need. And part of being a leader is hearing what people say too. A lot of times people think, oh, well, if I'm a leader, well, a great leader is someone who listens, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's listens, takes people into consideration and their thoughts. And so, it's about that for all of us, is about paying attention. I mean, used to, in my leadership in the past, it was like, it's my way or the highway. because I felt this calling to be a leader, but I didn't really own being a leader. And so it was more of a control thing. So now as a leader, I want to hear what people have to say. I want to say, yeah, I agree with you. Let's try it your way. I have my moments where I'm like, no, but you know what I'm saying? But so just know that, right? That as you own your leadership, you don't have to have people agree with you. You don't have to have people, you can start recognizing people that they are their own leader. They're in their truth. I celebrate them for being in their truth. Now you may recognize, oh, there's someone being in fear, and that's different, right? But when you can recognize, you're standing in your truth. And even though it's not the same as mine and we don't happen to agree, I can completely respect you as the person you are, and that you're standing in your conviction. Right?
Yes.
All righty then. Well, Jane, thank
Thank
you.
you.
I keep saying that mantra. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to mute yourself. And you already have. Let me see if there's anyone else on here that wanted to ask a question. Okay, so we are at our 3:00 hour. Let me see if there was any announcements I had. I don't think I have anything for y'all's group. I think we're good. So let's close this out today with a little bitty mini meditation. And I want you to think about, before we go into the meditation, about, is there anything that you got from today that you recognize I need to rewire my brain into? Is there a mantra that came up for me? Is it something that you heard today that you said, oh yeah, I need to own that for myself? So whatever it is, I want us to go into this meditation where I'm going to say, okay, I am, and you say it to yourself, whatever that is, fill in the blank. But I want you to really feel the energy of it and feel yourself expanding in that. And it can be something as simple, because this seemed to be a theme today about being a leader of love, a woman leader of love. So if that resonates for you, actually, we're just going to do that. And if something is different for you, you can change it. Let's do that, okay? Because that did seem to be a running theme today. So I want to invite you right now to close your eyes and take a breath again. Opening up your crown. And I want to invite you right now to feel the light of leadership moving into your body. Really feel it expanding. If you've already gone through this meditation, I want you to feel the energy expanding so that every cell is open. And you are feeling the energy of being that woman leader of love, of having confidence, having courage. Okay, having confidence, having courage, having compassion for yourself, having forgiveness for yourself, releasing the reins of responsibility of everyone else, and knowing that just you, as you live your life, is a messenger of love. So I want you to hold this vision and create a mantra, whatever works for you. I am a woman leader of love. Maybe you need to put, I am a confident woman leader of love. I am a wise woman leader of love. I am a woman leader of love. Maybe that's all you need to say. So whatever it is right now, I want you to say it to yourself. And I want you to feel the feeling of that energy. And I want you to imagine yourself walking through your daily life, not needing to control, and yet being in that leadership energy. Feeling that energy from your head to your toe to your fingertips. Breathing this in. Letting it move out or move through your body into your grounding, into your aura. Feeling that energy, saying it over and over again. Turn up the volume. Imagine that you've got a knob that can go up to 100% and feel that energy. I want you guys to get in the mindset of, this is your purpose. You are here at this time to be that woman leader of love. You are being the change the planet needs. So feel that purpose growing deeper into your grounding and feeling it igniting in your body. Breathing this in. And when you're ready, you can come back into this space. Whew. That feels pretty powerful. So let me just see. Renee says, how does this sound? Can we set aside our differences in love for one another and acceptance of each other's uniqueness? We all deserve to be ourselves and should love and honor each other as being entitled to have a different opinion and still be accepted. That's beautiful, Renee. That is truly a woman leader of love. So thank you for saying that. If anybody is wanting to copy that, if you're having dissension in your family, if you want to copy that, you can copy that. I'm going to take this one last call. It says iPhone and your hand is raised. I don't know who that is. You can, who is that? You can, your mic is opened up. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Who's this?
Was my mic open?
It wasn't open, but you have your hand raised. Who is this? Because all it says is iPhone.
This is Janie.
Hi, Janie.
Hi. I was trying to write to you, but I'm just so not good at this. But I just am surprised because I struggle with any of the past life stuff. And I was really, really grateful that you said, well, okay, this can be in this last exercise, this can be this life or whatever, and just go with it. And I did. And it was just so obvious that this was from my childhood and Janie, and I have direction and peace. It was awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. And it's okay if you don't buy into past lives. I didn't used to either until I started seeing them and clearing them. And it was like, oh, my life was changing. So I completely get it. You have to work what's right with you, but I'm so glad it made a difference. Yay!
It did. I have been struggling since I moved back here so bad with my sisters and yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Janie. Okay, you can go ahead and mute yourself and we're going to lower your hand.
Sure.
And
As soon as I figure it out.
Oh, here, I'll mute you. Okay, I did it. So Renee said, thank you for all your love and support and these gifts today and every day. Absolutely, Renee. Thank you for being here and all of you for being here. All righty, guys. So I want to invite you to invite your friends, whether they are on a spiritual journey or not, because a lot of times we get a little hesitant. In our Women Leaders of Love Facebook group, there's usually a button that says invite friends, and you can invite friends and it'll show somebody just invited like 100 people. I forget who it was. It was like, wow, I had to make sure it wasn't spam as we were looking through it. But I want to invite you to invite your friends, whether they do spiritual work or not, and say, I want to encourage you to come and be a part of this group because we're really needed right now. We're really needed to take a stand and shift our lives to bring more love into ourselves and onto the planet, because that's the only way we're going to change the planet. That's the only way we're going to change all these mass killings and murder and war. And it's the only way we're going to heal the divide. So I want to invite you to take a stand for that. Anyway, I want to say thank you. You guys have a wonderful week, and we will be back here same time, same place next week, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Thank you so much, everybody. Love you guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.